Here.
Okay, according to county time, it's 9:30. We'll call the meeting to order. Start with a moment of silence, followed by the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Really sorry that we're going to have the highlight of the meeting at the first. Corrections of the duplicate. Deborah Storman, Chief Assessor.
So we have additions, 1,245,460. Subtractions, 465,740. For a net gain of $779,720.
Mr. Mary Sunshine, thank you. Your motion to accept the corrections, please? Excellent. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Approve the minutes of the 4/2/25 Commissioners meeting. Is there a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Chair. We forgot public comment on agenda item.
I'm sorry. Any public comment on agenda items only? Seeing none, we'll go down to proclamations and certificates. Isabel Coalfield, Eagle Scout.
So moved.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries. New business, public hearing modification for the fiscal year 2023 CSBG modification on behalf of East Stroudsburg Borough. Jennifer Strock, Executive Director of Monroe County Redevelopment Authority. Good morning.
So I'm here this morning to talk about our modification number 1 to the Community Development Block Grant for the fiscal year 2023. East Stroudsburg Borough Council met on Tuesday, April 1st of 2025 to present the modification to the community. The community had until April 11th to respond with any comments or concerns about the modifications. And they approved the modification to move forward last evening at their borough meeting, providing a resolution. So the Council Borough of East Stroudsburg is requesting this modification to the fiscal year 2023 CDBG program. Proposed changes include the deletion of activity housing rehabilitation in the amount of $129,302 and the addition of ADA ramps and curb cuts for the same amount. This activity will create or repair 19 ADA ramps and curb cuts at various locations throughout the borough of East Stroudsburg. And today we're just looking for the resolution from the county commissioners to submit this modification number 1 under the commissioner's rate.
So moved.
Second? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Personnel, we have the agenda and the approval of requests to work additional hours in the Sheriff's Department and voter registration. Is there a motion, please?
Second.
Second? Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Electronic transfers, financial transfers. We have the vouchers payable, the gross payroll, and the healthcare benefits. Is there a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Travel authorizations. Approve and ratify the travel request for children and youth. Clerk of Courts, Conservation District, Domestic Relations, Emergency Services, Planning, Public Defender, the Treasurer, the Vector Control, Veterans Affairs and elections voter registration. Is there a motion, please?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carries. Area Agency on Aging, approve amendment. We all right? Sure. Approve the amendment to the assessment services agreement with Aging Well PA to correct the all-inclusive rate for FED, Purser EV, and redetermination assessments to $259.35 and correct the all-inclusive rate for preparation and attendance for each consumer appeal hearing to $142.77. Is there a motion, please?
I'll move. Second.
Excellent. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Carbon Monroe Pike Drug and Alcohol, execute a memorandum of understanding and agreement with Carbon Monroe Pike Drug and Alcohol Commission for the amount of $300,000 from the opioid settlement funds to be spent consistent with the uses allowed under the opioid settlement agreement Exhibit E. Is there a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Children and Youth, approve the submission of the fiscal year 24-25 second quarter Children and Youth fiscal report in the amount of $8,917,966 and approve and ratify the following contracts for professional services for the period of 7/1/25 to 6/30/25 with the Taylor Group Homes LLC, contract limit of $150,000, and Compassion Living, a contract amount of $250,000. Is there a motion, please?
I'll move.
Question, is that the 26?
It should be 7/1/24 to
Okay.
6/30/25.
Thank you. With that change, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Commissioners report. Approve the budget amendment report dated 4/16/2025 for $365,240. What you'll see here is $5,070 for capital outlay. We have $247 for emergency management to adjust the balance of the 2024 expenditures for grant expenses and revenues. We have $21,493 for sewage treatment at PVM and a contribution to the fund balance of $21,493. That was for the sewage treatment portion of the PVM while the county still owned it. And then we have the opioid settlement fund for $300,000 and the tax claim department for postage for $15,000 for a total of $365,240. Approve the use of Courthouse Square by the Monroe County Republican Committee on May 10th, 2025 from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. to hold a rally. Approve the CBA with the Monroe County Detectives Association and acknowledge the acceptance of the arbitration award pursuant to Act 111 with the union detectives for the period of 1/1/25 through 12/31 of 28. Approve labor agreement between the Monroe County Teamsters Local 773 at the Monroe County Correctional Facility for the period of 1/1/25 through 12/31 of 27. Ratify the following change orders for the courthouse expansion project. Lobar Inc., GC 029 for the amount total for an additional $8,780.14 for costs associated to extra floor prep, carpet installation, and carpet runner installation. And LTS Plumbing and Heating, change order PC 012 in the total amount of $4,526.14 for costs associated with rerouting the existing branch lines located above the new elevator equipment in the annex. Ratify professional services with Kudu for fentanyl awareness podcast totaling $35,050 paid from the opioid settlement fund. Execute a memorandum of understanding and agreement with Northbound in the amount of $1,000 for the opioid settlement funds to be spent consistent with the uses allowed under the opioid settlement agreement, Exhibit E. Execute a memorandum of understanding and agreement with Nehemiah Sober Living, in the amount of $3,500 from the opioid settlement funds to be spent consistent from the uses allowed under the opioid settlement agreement, Exhibit E, for KHDT and TK. Approved payment with CMR Construction in the amount of $5,700 for the purchase and installation of 7 signs at the Monroe County Bridge number 11 per the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. And ratify and approve the chief clerk to advertise sale of surplus vehicles seized by the Monroe County District Attorney and advertise drilling for an additional well at the county property on Manor Drive. Is there a motion, please? Are there any questions?
Should E be 28
Motion for E.
and then 2020?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll make a motion to,
Did I say something incorrectly?
I think you said it right. I just don't know what's written.
I didn't.
But I could have sworn it was a 3-year.
That's what I'm asking for. No, it says
25 to 27.
it is 3 years, but it goes to the end of 27.
I apologize. Give me for the math. Motion to approve A through J.
Second that.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Fiscal grants, approved professional service agreement with ED Boone Consulting LLC and Spiegel Consulting for the amount of $35,000 each for the comprehensive plan for human services for the period of 3/28 of 25 through 7/31 of 26. And approve the professional services agreement with Niver Consulting and Creative Life for assistance with grant submittals in the amount of $1,500. Is there a motion, please? Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carries. Information services, ratify agreement with Tyler Technologies for an enterprise assessment tax PROD upgrade 2024.1 plus at a total cost of $1,350. And approve an agreement with Tyler Technology for New World ERP training at a total cost of $3,510. Is there a motion, please?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Approve submittal of the Act 903 grant application to DEP in the amount of $35,564.60 for the period of 1/1/24 through 12/31 of 24. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second? Anybody want to say anything about it?
Thank you.
What's it for?
It's there's a reimbursement grant for the county coordinator, DEP. Each county gets this, and it's a 50% of the salary of the county coordinator.
Excellent.
Thank
Should
you.
have done it.
Mr. Stetler.
I know that.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carries. Pocono Mountains Regional Airport Authority approved the payment of $100,000 for ice mitigation system on T Hangar Building Number 1. So is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion, what's wrong?
I'm looking at the next one. I'm a step early.
Okay, I guess the motion carries. Now the hot spot, the redevelopment authority.
We already did this.
There should have been public comment in the beginning after the hearing and then the motions. But I don't think there was any public comment on the,
Is there any public comment?
Any questions from the public?
About, I don't know.
The ADP, the ADA curb cuts that the CSBG is, or CDBG money is being transferred from rehab to the curb cuts.
so you already,
Then I'm just going to skip over that one. I'm going to put a big X. Capital purchases, approve the capital purchases report dated 4/16/25 of a total of $1,043.52.
So moved.
Well, I'm going to tell everybody what we're going to buy. It goes towards 4 enclave panels and domestic relations to finish off the installation of those panels in their furniture. First and second, all in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries. Computer capital purchases, approve the computer purchases report on 4/16/25 totaling $1,735.28. That is for the district attorney for a computer with monitors and an HP printer. Motion, please.
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Under miscellaneous, I'd like to read something here that the Monroe County Commissioners wish to inform the public that a personnel investigation was conducted within the offices of an elected official related to the propriety of a work-at-home policy that was allegedly instituted by that public official. Due to the sensitive nature of this investigation, we are not at liberty to disclose specific details or comment further at this time. We can confirm that this matter has been referred to the PA Office of the Attorney General for a thorough, independent, and impartial review. The commissioners are committed to ensuring that all actions taken are in the best interest of the county and its residents, and the county will abide by this decision made by that agency. We appreciate your understanding and patience as this process unfolds. Further updates will be provided as they become available and the situation permits. Anybody else have any miscellaneous?
Community night.
Community night, May 6th at Northampton Community College, the Monroe campus, starting at 4 o'clock. Are you shocked, Jennifer?
No, I know development authority gets tabled this year.
Register.
Did you?
We'll send you that information. Redevelopment.
Anything else? Public comment?
Question.
Sure.
So for 6A, Children and Youth Services, for that nearly $9 million, so is the fiscal report that's available to the people of the county, or do I have to do a right to know? Or is it easily available to see where itemizations?
It's a budgetary, I mean, we can give you a copy of it once it's sent in, so.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a quarterly report every quarter, and we get reimbursed for every expenditures we had. It's listed by department code and where all the money spent, so. It's a simple one-page form.
Okay, all right,
So we
thank
get
you.
a copy once it's signed and submitted in.
Do you know about what time that?
Well, later this week, commissioners have to sign everything today, and then once that's done, you know, they're pretty quick at signing everything. We should have it tomorrow or Monday, at the latest Friday, we're off, so, you know, but we'll get it to you.
And they're on it. Maybe people need a reminder that they're on a different fiscal year.
Yeah, they run July 1st to June 30th, and needs-based budget, they do it a year in advance, and like I said, quarterly reports we submit in, so right now they're up to December, and then probably in May or June, we'll get the
Third quarter.
331 in, and then in August or September, we'll get the July 1st in, so but again, they started, schools were set on July 1st for budget.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
And I have another question. So with the community partnership for gun safety,
Mhm.
so that was $695,000. So when the money goes out from that grant, from that state grant, is that also going to be on the agenda, or do we know when money's going out for that particular grant to?
No, we've announced the grant and then there's drawdowns on that grant that we pay down on.
Okay, so it's not announced
No,
outside of county.
it would, no.
At the end, there'll be a closeout report when it's done and whenever that 3-year period is, so there will be a closeout at that time when, we submit the final documentation for the closeout of the grant that it's done.
Okay,
But it's part of the budget process. So this year in the budget, those salaries are in the budget. Next year, those whatever programs are in the budget, that's all part of the budgetary process under grants and then the district attorney's office.
is that for by fiscal year as well, though?
That
No.
one,
Goes by our calendar, right?
that one's different. That one's October.
It's the state fiscal year.
Okay.
And it goes till 2027
Right.
is the end of the performance period for that grant.
Right, okay.
It's a 3-year grant.
Anything else? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn? We are, thank you.